Before ghosts, both harmless and evil, would only appear in supernatural events, but 100 years ago, ghost activity suddenly increased. Some started to kill humans for fun. Struggling to survive, the human population declined until ghost masters started to exist. They are people who can control ghosts to fight other malevolent ghosts and evil spirit controllers. Ghosts bind to ghost masters through a special item called a ghost token. People who pass the 100 Days Ghost Ceremony, those who are picked and chosen by a ghost, will be qualified to enter the academy and become a Ghost Master candidate. In Lu City's second Ghost Master Academy, children talk about how nervous they are for the ceremony, where they're going to summon their companion ghost. If a person fails, they'll be relegated to being one of the city's child producers, reproducing 10 children before they turn 30. One kid says one of the worst outcomes is death should they fail and their ghost companion goes out of control. When the examiner shows up, Lin Feng, aged 15, thinks it's finally his chance to change his life. 10 years ago, his parents abandoned him because he picked a weak ghost token they thought would not awaken in the future. Afterward, his classmates would bully him and make fun of his ghost token. Once they called it trash, making Feng so mad that he attacked his bullies. At the moment, he's determined to get stronger and pass the ceremony so he won't be bullied anymore. The examiner vaguely introduces himself before quickly getting to business by telling them to take out their ghost tokens. When he instructs the kids to generate their mental spirits on their tokens, Feng can't help but wonder if his ribbon token can summon a ghost spirit. After a bit of waiting, they should be able to summon a ghost. Suddenly, a kid's ghost token spills copious amounts of blood, while a girl's ring token becomes hot. Under the pressure of the examiner's ghost aura, ghost tokens who react mean their companions are alive and awakened. Some kids start to become desperate as their ghost tokens remain dormant. The examiner bluntly states that those whose tokens didn't react mean their ghost companions have disappeared, and he commands them to leave. A boy becomes furious, questioning why he should listen to the words of someone who isn't human, but Feng knows that the examiner is just a paper-made doll controlled by a ghost master from somewhere. However, he's more concerned that his ghost companion isn't reacting at all. A large boy, one of his bullies, jeers at him, saying it's what is expected of someone from an orphanage. He then loudly declares that those who didn't awaken their ghost companions are trash, angering one kid. When the latter attempts to start a fight, the examiner uses his power and knocks the kid out, shocking Feng. The examiner confirms the bully's words, that those who haven't summoned a ghost companion can't compare to those who have. He tells those who failed to leave, and with a heavy heart, Feng leaves while being made fun of by his bully. He hears the examiner tell the remaining kids to bite their fingers and use the blood on their tokens to summon their ghost companions. Feng is disappointed while looking at his ribbon ghost token. Inside the room, kids summon their companions, but Feng's bully's ghost companion turns out to be an evil spirit who enters and possesses him. He starts indiscriminately attacking, causing the other children to run while Feng witnesses everything from the window. He notices that the examiner isn't doing anything and judges he may be using the situation to test the other students. Suddenly, Feng's possessed bully goes out of the room and spots him. He attacks, and when, unexpectedly, Feng awakens his companion ghost system. His ghost companion manifests into a pretty girl. Upon seeing the girl dressed in white, Feng wonders if she's his ghost companion. A notification pops up. He has just summoned a ghost spirit, obtaining XP, a ghost spirit pill, and access to his inventory. While Feng is struck by how cute the girl is, the system asks him if he wants to use the ghost spirit pill to upgrade his ghost companion. After he agrees, his ghost companion evolves into E rank. Shortly afterward, he realizes that not only did his ghost companion become strong, but his senses as the host body also became sharper. He receives a mission from the system to name his ghost companion. After his mind flashes to a certain memory from his childhood, he decides to name her Tong. The bully snarls, and the examiner tells the other kids to stay behind as the D-rank evil spirit is going into berserk mode. Hearing him, Feng thinks that Tong going against the D-rank is too dangerous for her. Relying on himself, he faces off the possessed bully with a chair. Utilizing his now better reaction time, he slams it on the D-rank, but it only destroys the chair. When the evil spirit swings its dagger toward him, he's unable to dodge, but Tong, fortunately, saves him by gripping the blade. Suddenly, she changes her form to evil mode, her eyes and dress turning red. She breaks the dagger easily, stunning everyone. With a mighty slash and a punch, she sends him flying back and knocks the evil spirit out of the bully's body. The system informs Feng that his first battle is complete while obtaining another ghost spirit pill. He's surprised that his ghost companion levels up quite differently from others. The system tells him that since Tong has overused ghost aura, she'll return to the token to rest. Meanwhile, everybody is in awe of what they witnessed. The examiner compliments him, saying he's very talented and courageous. Now that the ceremony is over, he instructs the new Ghost Master trainees to gather at the outer city after 2 days. While he leaves the area in blue flames, the examiner is curious about Fang as his first summon turns out to be E rank with an ability surpassing its rank. At the same time, Fang is determined to nurture Tong and become the strongest Ghost Master to stand above all. Somewhere in Liu's city's inner old area is where Fang lives. Preoccupied with his ghost token, he calls out her name. She shows up, and Fang notes how the surrounding area's temperature plummeted due to her presence. He praises her performance earlier, but she doesn't respond. He wonders if he needs to level her up for her to gain consciousness. Suddenly, the system tells him that Tong's experience and favorability up due to his interaction with her. He muses that Tong's evil mode is unique as not all E ranks have a ghost spell. As Tong's XP has maxed out, he contemplates using the Ghost Spirit Pill to level her up, but he changes his mind, thinking he should prevent unwanted attention for now. After discovering all the ways he could get XP and up the favorability for Tong, he settles to rest for the night while Tong stares at him, weirding him out a bit. The next day, trainees chat about Lin Feng and how impressive his fight was against the evil spirit, making some determined to recruit him into their teams. Soon, they board the bus and discover there are ghost spirits inside. As Tong didn't react to the spirits, Fang figures they're no threat. The others get berated and are told to stop being scared as the ghosts near them have no evil aura. Their ride soon reaches Li City's gate number 4. After their driver shows some documentation, the gate opens into a tunnel. A moment later, they see before them the famous pure gold wall, which is a layer of 1 meter thick gold. The gold prevents ghosts from passing through the city wall and blocks all ghost attacks. Finally, they arrive at Liu's outer city. The trainees observe a mix of ghosts and middle-aged workers in the area. Fang explains that people above age 40, those who don't have reproductive value, are the only ones allowed there to do physical work. Their examiner arrives and states that the trainees are to receive 3 months of ghost spirit experience to officially become ghost masters. To start, they will be given maps and a tracker before they are to find an area where they will stay. All homes in the commoner, noble, and mansion areas have ghosts inside them that they need to defeat for them to claim the residence. According to the examiner, the larger the house, the stronger the spirit they have to contend. The trainees are to only do it in a day. Feng's system reveals his new mission, to obtain a house by himself. Just then, a girl calls out to him, inviting him seductively to team up with them, but he declines, saying he wants a house all for himself. The girl is embarrassed, having been rejected by a male for the first time in her life. Feng then heads straight to the mansion area, where he feels a strong ghost aura. He asks a middle-aged man nearby how to enter the mansion, but the older man advises him to try another less ambitious residence as for the past 10 years no one has moved into a house in the mansion area. Though many have tried, they all failed and consequently perished. According to the man, all the mansions have C-rank evil spirits haunting them, which even an official ghost master would have difficulty defeating alone. One of the risks Fang would have to consider is the possibility that his ghost will die in the encounter, which will turn him into a citizen fit only for reproducing. Seeing that he has a point, Fang decides to use the ghost spirit pulled to upgrade his ghost companion to D rank. He goes inside the mansion, ignoring the man's warnings. He thinks that a D rank Tong entering evil mode can fight against a C rank evil spirit. Inside the mansion, Fang quickly spots a spirit upstairs and follows it, but it disappears. Hearing some chopping noises, he ventures to the kitchen, but it's completely deserted. Suddenly, he's attacked from behind, but Tong manages to protect him. It escapes and Tong chases after it. Fang is about to follow her, but ghosts in cooking uniforms show up. He's confused at the number of ghosts inside the mansion when he was told that there's only one per residence. They attack him with knives, but because of his enhanced speed, he manages to get away before noticing they lose form. He realizes that they only appear when he enters the room and proves his theory correct by stepping inside, after which they manifest before disappearing when he steps out. Knowing that the cloth ghosts aren't the real deal, he needs to find the main spirit to finish his mission. Worrying that Tong might be in danger, he hurries in her direction and finds her surrounded by other ghosts. He notices the first ghost that tried to attack him and wonders if he's the main spirit as he's able to freely move around. Quickly, he slashes at the ghost using his gold dagger, but it does not affect the ghost. He enters the room where Tong is and discovers that the ghost he was fighting against just seconds ago is reduced to a pile of clothes. He attracts the attention of the ghost who's been crowding around Tong, giving her a chance to return to her ghost token. Quickly, Fang steps out, and all the ghosts fell to the floor as mere pieces of clothing. When the first ghost comes to life again, Fang jumps over the wooden railing to land downstairs, but the floor breaks and he ends up in the basement. When he opens his eyes, he sees Tong standing in front of him protectively, as before them is the C-rank evil spirit. Their enemy is a soul-devouring monster. Though unable to move, it becomes stronger by eating souls. It attacks them with its tentacles, and initially, Tong manages to fend them off, but she gets caught by one of its limbs, flicking her to the side. Fang also attacks, slicing a limb off and protecting Tong. However, he gets caught and is being dragged inside the evil spirit's body. He feels he's gradually losing strength. Meanwhile, the examiner talks with the middle-aged man whom Fang conversed with earlier. The human informs him that it's been 10 minutes since the teenager entered the mansion, so he hurries inside. Meanwhile, Fang has been engulfed by the evil spirit, triggering Tong to transform into evil mode. She reaches for Fang and enters the monster with him. Upon reaching him, she hugs Fang before power starts to gather between them. The examiner notices that they're in the basement, making him worried, but just as he descends, there's a large explosion. When the dust settles, he's stunned to see that the C-rank evil spirit got killed instantly. Eventually, Tong returns to her ghost token while the system informs Fang that the battle has been won and his ghost companion gained 1 ghost spirit potential. While Fang is relieved to have survived, the examiner silently vanishes in blue flames. Elsewhere, the one who controls the paper-made doll is in disbelief at what she witnessed. She's Yan, the leader of the Ghost Master Guild of Liu City. She tells her butler that she just discovered a boy whose ghost companion is very unique. The ghost has 2 modes, where the second mode causes a tremendous increase in combatability and strength, which she has never seen before. The butler comments that the boy is lucky to have such a ghost companion, but Yan is more convinced that the boy has a physics constitution. Usually, kids who are born with it are sent to the headquarters, where they will be nurtured. The butler wonders if the boy got overlooked. According to history, during the beginning of the chaotic era, people with physics constitution are the only ones who could become ghost masters. They are people who are so talented that they can tame many ghost spirits at once. However, they don't live for long, as they either died in the hands of a stronger ghost, get devoured, or even become ghosts themselves. 100 years later, after much effort and sacrifice, they finally manage to find ways to safely train themselves to become strong. Meanwhile, in Liu City's outer mansion area, Fang is congratulated by the middle-aged man from earlier, who's deeply impressed by what he did, and hands him the key to the mansion. After being instructed to register and claim his ghost master identity, Fang lines up with the other trainees. Around him, some are envious of the girl who managed to secure a residence in the noble area, while others pity the guy whose ghost companion died after overestimating himself and facing off against a strong ghost in the noble area. When it's finally his turn, Fang states his name, before showing the mansion key he got earlier. The others are stunned and start to whisper among themselves. After his registration, Fang is handed a device that serves as his identity token, and 10,000 credit points as living fees for the first month. For the next month's spending, they will have to earn it themselves by doing missions. After saying his thanks, Fang leaves while others are still in awe of him. One girl wishes to be his girlfriend so she can live at his mansion too, but her friend shatters her fantasy by saying that he won't even look at her. Outside, Fang summons Tong and praises her efforts earlier. Patting her head, he tells her they're going shopping. When she nods, Fang is stunned that she has finally gained consciousness. In Suzaka Street of Liu's outer city, Fang and Tong step out of the bus and head toward the department store. Inside, he plans to spend only 1,000 credit points on daily necessities and save the rest of the money. However, he's later shocked when he finds out the prices are high. The sales lady explains that they're currently facing a shortage of goods, so many items have risen in price. He decides to cancel his purchase of a bedsheet, but then Tong arrives at the cashier bringing toiletries. Deciding not to say anything, he buys them. At the snacks area, Tong wants to buy a lot, though she can't eat them. She also wants to buy clothes and weapons, which Fang is forced to indulge in. To his dismay, even the system asked for credit points to expand his inventory. Later, they're left with less than 1,000 credit points. Though he regrets spending that much, he's happy that Tong is cheerful and that her favorability has gained a lot. Back at home, Fang scrolls through the mission list so they can start earning credit points. Deciding to skip the E and F rank missions, he picks the C rank mission of eliminating the water ghost, but it's already become unavailable. Instead, he settles for the C rank mission of eliminating the hungry ghost in the food storage. The next day in Food City, Fang, who has just arrived, observes that there aren't many people around. He meets the clients in the food storage handling area, who instruct him on how to locate the cave where the food is stored. When he leaves, his clients are doubtful that a kid like him will be able to solve the problem. Meanwhile, after a bit of trekking, Fang finally finds the cave. Two people greet him, and one man explains that the cave door is small, so they can easily paint gold over it in case of a sudden ghost attack. Inside, the two men show him around while explaining that though the hunger ghost hasn't attacked anyone, it has already stolen a large amount of food. The last time a ghost master checked the area, it suddenly disappeared, only to cause problems again later. Fang summons Tong, making the men nervous before he then instructs her to locate the hunger ghost. She switches to evil mode before a third eye appears on her forehead. It's a new ability that Fang realized she unlocked. She turns toward the two men before pointing at one of them. Suddenly, something sinister emerges